Welcome to the Motorsport in Italy Day, July 2010, arranged by the Motorsport Industry Association, the MIA, in conjunction with key companies and people from and around the town of Modena, Italy, the home of the Italian motorsport and supercar industry. This key event, hosted appropriately by the Modena Group International Racing Team, based in the UK Motorsport Valley and near Silverstone, was opportune to enable networking of UK motorsport companies with their Italian counterparts, and for promotion of the annual Motorsport Expotec to be held in the town of Modena, October 2010. This well-attended event, held in the Modena Group workshop, surrounded by over £6 million of exotic supercars and the Modena team Lamborghini racing cars, included presentations and conference calls with senior executives from many key Italian companies, including All Engineering with the famous ex-Ferrari Formula One director and engine designer Mario Foggieri, Promec, Vica, Magneti Marella Racing, Dallara Racing, N Technology, with introductions of the Motorsport Expotec show from Piaggio Opel, and an overview of Italian business from Giacomo Mezzera from the British Consulate in Milan. The very busy day concluded with guests test driving a Lamborghini Gallardo around the very busy streets of Buckinghamshire. Now over to Chris Aylett, Chief Executive Officer, the Motorsport Industry Association.
Chris Aylett, Chief Executive of the MIA. How important are these days to British motorsport?
Well, the difficulty is that some of these areas of the world, such as Modena, are very difficult to get into and find business. Over the years, they've become kind of closed shops. So the beauty of the MIA as an organisation is our members join together and we go and kick the door down as a group, and we hunt in a pack, and these kind of days allow us to, as a pack, meet some Italian businessmen and break new ground. For many, many years, the power of Fiat and the checkbook of Fiat has made for a spectacularly well-equipped business group in and around Modena, in motorsport, focused on motorsport. But they've traded very much with themselves. They've been a very powerful international force, and we need you to engage with them, either to sell to them, obviously, but also to trade with them and buy from them. And when we had the first show in Modena, the reaction from those was really quite surprising. The caliber, the quality, the beauty of the motorsport products, for the first time being seen, in a sense, outside Italy. And I'm really grateful for the work that Modena Fieri and Motorsport Expotec is doing, is unlocking the key to this jewel of Modena motorsport. And so come with us on that journey. That's really what today is about. This is one of the most powerful motorsport business clusters in the world, centered around Modena. Whether you think of Lamborghini, Maserati, Ferrari, Ducati, Pagani, blah, 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 it just goes on and on and on. There's so much business, and it's all within a few kilometers. Enter that community and do business, trade with them. And again, maybe next year, come with us to the Motorsport Expotec show. Piaggio will go through that. And maybe next year, come and enjoy Mille Miglia with us too. Motorsport Valley, and here we are at Modena Group, the heart of Motorsport Valley in High Wycombe, attracts the very best in the world. So it's quite right if someone said earlier, we're the Hollywood of motorsport. And this is where you'll find the best people, but it also attracts this caliber of people from all over the world. We get NASCAR teams over here, we get the best IRL people coming in, so they come here to their Hollywood to find out what's going on, and that's what we've got here today.
For us, it's an honor to be here to meet the English Motorsport Valley. The Italian community of motorsport is very narrow and quite closed. We are trying to disclose it because our companies needs to go out of Italy. Emilia-Romagna is this region that is around Modena, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see, this is a Ferrari with the form of Emilia-Romagna, our region, with all the town where we find some of the most famous brand and most reputed brand in the world, like Ferrari, Pagani, Maserati. But from USA, we are dealing with IMIS in Indianapolis that is going to bring some teams from NASCAR and Indy. So these teams will come to our show. Promec, the Chamber of Commerce company for the internationalization of Modena, is going to bring us people from Russia, Middle East countries, Brazil, Korea, France, and Spain. These countries and all these people will be in the business matching service, so you will meet not only Italian people but also people from all over the world. Through the Modena community, we are going to invite people from the most important brand. So from Porsche, from Audi Sport, Renault. The very interesting thing of the Italian show, the Motorsport Expotec, is that is how Chris has suggested as the key to the Italian community of motorsport. When you come to our show, you find the engineers from Ducati, Ferrari, Maserati, Pagani, Dallara, and all the people that works for this brand. It's maybe the most important cluster, territorial cluster of this kind. So if you are interested in trading with Italy, you can't miss the Motorsport Expotec show.
One of the highlights of the MIA's Motorsport in Italy Day here at Modena Group premises in High Wycombe is the presence of Mauro Foghieri of Aural Engineering. Mauro, how important are these days to Italian and British motorsport?
But you know, this visit that they've been arranged by the government of Emilia-Romagna, that is our country, is very important because Modena, Bologna, Reggio, the central area of Emilia-Romagna is full of small factories working for racing. Apart the big famous names like Ferrari, Lamborghini, Ducati, that they are the most important, they are a factory with 10 to 40 people working to making parts, and working not only for the Italian factory but for German, for example for Mercedes, until last year for Toyota, and also they are working for English Formula One team for special parts especially. And I have to tell that English factory are working for Italian team. Ferrari is using a lot of English parts. I was responsible of the racing department of Ferrari for about 30 years. After I joined Chrysler, and I was in charge of the Lamborghini engineering, where we have been designing Formula One engine. After Chrysler Lamborghini, I went to Bugatti. I was also involved in Lotus at this point, because Bugatti was owner of Lotus. After this, I was looking to have freedom, but I did not have the possibility, so I accepted to be part of an engineering in Modena, born in '95, still alive, and in the first 9 years we have been designing Formula One engine for BMW. I start to make mainly work of designing Formula One engine, gearbox, but not only Formula One engine. We have been involved mainly, for example, in offshore racing, in most of the part for racing. And also now we are running the supercar, we develop engine for the superbike.
The Motor Valley has inherited centuries of cultural history in the region, but it also has the capacity to innovate itself every day. It is a place where Greek businessmen, engineers, and innovators such as Enzo Ferrari, along with simple people, work together to create world-famous craftsmanship.
Graham Schultz, Principal of the Modena Group. Fantastic opportunity for the Modena Group, obviously hosting this MIA event today.
As you say, fantastic opportunity to receive the great and the good from the town of Modena, which is where we take our company name from. It's a one-off, it's just a marvellous day.
And some very illustrious names from Italian motorsport here. Mauro Foghieri in the building.
Yeah, a bloke called Foghieri, I know that name from somewhere. He's done a few good things. But yeah, pleasure to meet him. A pleasure to wander over to the F40 and discuss the pros and cons of driving an F40 and why would you buy an Enzo.
Exactly, fantastic. And obviously a lovely Italian lunch laid on for everybody and the rest of the day to go, but I'm still getting the feeling from talking to people already, a very successful event.
So far, very, very successful. Everybody seems to be very happy to get the cheese and the wine and the ham smuggled through customs like they did. fantastic.
If we consider the trade relationship between the north part of Italy and Germany, these two economies are much more integrated than the one with the UK. So we think that there is enough space to grow further, and there are a lot of opportunities in this peculiar segment and also in many others. I think that participating or visiting the Modena Export Motor Show will really help British companies to know better the Italian industrial reality. I will be very pleased to meet you later on and exchange business cards so that I may be in a position to contact you from Italy and propose our services in order to meet your requirements best.
The English motor racing story and the Italian motor racing story are very close. They are factory like McLaren, for example, racing from many years. Ferrari is racing from the beginning of the era. And they are Lotus coming back. I hope they will still on. So I believe that the English and Italians can collaborate to try to maintain the Formula One and the sport car at the maximum level.
The benefit of the MIA seems to be we can knock doors down. I've never understood why the doors open, but they do open when we go as a group. And when I first met Mauro, if I may say, we have a mutual friend, great man, Daniele Aldetto, and Daniele seems to like us. And he said, I have a friend in Italy, you should go to his workshop. And they were surprised at meeting the great Mauro Foggieri, and they said, just enjoy yourself in the workshop, just go and ask anybody anything. And all the plans were on the screens, and the private schemes that he was working on, it was completely open. Very interesting demonstration of what a small family we are in motorsport. The calibre of the engineering that they have in Italy, that they've been, if you think about the history of the Italian motorsport business cluster, very much unlike our own, they were really funded by Fiat. It's the Fiat, Ferrari, Maserati, Lamborghini kind of cluster was really funded by the Agnelli family, but they were supplying back into that family essentially, and they didn't need to deal with the rest of the world. So when we came knocking, there was no one at home. But eventually they found that by persistence they realized actually we should be doing business with this British bunch of engineers, and we're knocking it down bit by bit.
Well, Graham, it's been a very busy day with the MIA Modena Italian Day, with many important motorsport people over from the town of Modena in Italy.
Fantastic.
I found that many of them were asking about the historic auction that we're having in December in conjunction with the historic Brooklands auction house. A lot of interest both from potential suppliers of kit and people that want to come along. Any more comments on that?
Yeah, I think it was a very successful day. Met some very influential people. As far as the auction is concerned, like you say, the interest is good. We could do with as much exposure as we can get.
Yes.
Lots of teams want to send us memorabilia and cars and other things, and it will be good for the Paralympics. The 5% donation, as you know, is good for the equipment.